Is this already the end between Luck versus all of Asta, Magna, and Vanessa? Because I'm pretty sure, like a lot like the rest of you, that I don't want this to be over already. It already feels like it's like we just started this just so quickly, and it's just like now it feels like it's going. So I'm hoping that we at least get a little bit more something next week on that for this chapter, because I'm not gonna lie, there's not so much to really talk about with this chapter, because it really did feel short for the most part. It still had the same length, but I felt like this one was a chapter that didn't have too much going on for it for the most part, apart from some of the confirmations that we knew about Asta's like sword reacting to like obviously with the elf magic, and them realizing that they're gonna have to need to work together. Like it was like it was pretty much not that like the last week, comparing this to last week's chapter was like it was more of an additional like that was more having Magna and Vanessa having a moment, whereas like needs to be something they need to conflict. While with this one, it was like it is still continuing this fight and all that, and we're still seeing that like Luck is going around like a psychopath, and now that Asta's joined the fray in this, it's like they're like, okay, now we've got someone on here who can actually keep up with Luck's speed for the most part, and was even like you saw him that he was able to hit him a little bit, and it was like you could see it dispelling ever so slightly like the magic around him is like this isn't enough for the most part. Like even like with the last part of the chapter, it seems like he was able to like hit him, but it doesn't seem like it was like such a thorough blow that we like from what we've seen in the others. Like it's still things that we might need to have Luck in there to actually try and sort out this battle for the most part. But either like even with how like Luck like was reacting with this, it was like he's just still talking as like, you know, like wow and all that, for someone like you to be unloved by mana this extent and all that, like what a useless toy. Like he's still talking like that, kind of like how a lot of the villains are going like for it, and he's like we see throughout the entirety of this is like he is slamming him down, he's slashing down, and it was like Magna and Vanessa were pretty much on support for this entire chapter. Like Magna was throwing down some explosive fireballs to try and get us out. Vanessa was like covering down the arena, like using the string to pull them along. But I felt like a lot, like it just honestly like for how like the chapter felt like that, it was like I'll have to spread my mana around and all that. Like I should be able to sense him and all that coming straight for me, and it's like no matter what, even if he can't, like, I can't sense, like, him, like, altogether, it's like, Luck's battle reactions for the most part, or, like, he's just had so much time and he'd be able to sense him, how they describe it, was like, Asta is barely keeping up with him for the most part, but it's like, it's only working because the sword is heavily reacting to, just, like, the elf magic, and then same thing with Luck is that his already heightened battle senses combined with the elf stuff is just giving him the edge on this ledge. But it was like, no, let's add a little bit more with Vanessa. They kind of did like a little bit the same thing what they did last time, like when they went against like Vito, when they were like using the string to like boost Asta in while another member was giving them covering fire, and it was like the timing of the thread like that. It was like this was enough for them to even pull it off. But like again, like I'm still like with this chapter where it's like there's nothing wrong with it. Like I don't think there's anything like bad or like. But then again, I wasn't like overly impressed with this chapter where I was like, this was a solid. Like it was solid, and I was like, okay, I'm liking some of the panels that we're seeing right here. I'm liking some of the teamwork that Ozzy doing. They're clearly showcasing that this is a foe that not even Asta himself can even take on. Where this is taking multiple opponents. However, I feel like the Vito fight was something where I was like, that really showcased. It's just like, this is what underpowered like our characters, and this is they're not even at this ready yet at this stage. And then we see this guy like kind of fight where it's like it's feeling a little like with just the ending of like Luck and all that. It's like where I was like, I really don't want this to be the end, but I feel like there could be a little bit more of time to shine for like a little bit more with Vanessa and with Magna. That was my main thing, where it's like they did one or two things in this chapter and also in this fight, but it's like it would be a little bit a shame to like it ends already. But then again, like this chapter it didn't feel like it added anything more to the extreme to the case where it's like that we wouldn't have seen already or kind of would have already guessed with Asta, like for the most part. So yeah, no, sadly this is going to be a very short chapter for the most part, like a review and all that. I'm sorry that like I know some people were expecting me to go more in depth with this chapter and like what do we understand more obviously with the sword and everything. We got more confirmation on that. We know more of like Luck's like abilities in this lightning god mode. Like we know exactly that like the case of like Asta's speed is something of Luck's level. Like we know how that all kind of works, but that's stuff we've already kind of either guessed or kind of knew about on there. So I guess some people did kind of need the confirmation on that. and we have seen like Vanessa and like Magna work previously on that. But then again, I still think I really like the last week's chapter way more compared to this. But I'm very curious to see what people like thought about this one. Do you really think this was the end though of like this demon Lux that we've been having with like in his elf form? Let me know what you guys think and all that. But that's all for me. Thanks always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.